Hello, everybody. This is Mateo, and welcome to the finale of Mother, or Earthbound Zero, if that's what you call it. This is Gigu, the the alien child that Maria and George took in almost 60 or 80 years ago. And now we're taking him down. He is grateful to his family, so he's going to hit us with a really powerful attack. To block against this, especially for Anna, who would die in 2 hits if you didn't, and probably Lloyd as well, and then 10 could probably take 3. But to defend against this, you're going to want to use Defense Up Beta to raise everybody's defense, and they'll take 40 to 30 damage from it now. Anna should almost always use Life Up High, so you can keep your health up. And 10 hears the voice of Queen Mary. We have to, okay, I guess bats and frying pans aren't technically weapons, so couldn't we use those? Well, I guess not. We have to sing to it, which is why we've been getting the song all along. And I'm just going to try getting another defense up just to see what would happen, hoping that it would work, I think. Yeah. Oh no, trying a PSI shield because, well, you don't have to use a PSI shield, just a defense up beta, and you'll be fine. He doesn't use any PSI. He just uses the inexplicable attack the entire time, which is halved by defense up beta. See, we're only taking a little more than half now. And if you use defense up beta again, you'd probably be like at half. But it's not necessary. Your life up high should heal slightly more than what he's dealing out to you. And I'm going to constantly trying to sing while he's giving his big speech. It's not going to work. You can't actually damage him with a song until he's done with his speech. So, yeah, just kind of like buff up. Don't use offense up or anything, or I don't think any status moves will hurt him either. So, really just defend if you have to. But other than that, just keep Anna using life up high. Yeah, George stole vital information. That's most likely the PSI that he wrote down. That was his research. And that's why they took Maria and ripped her apart. And she created Magic Hand from that. Again, song's not going to work yet. I'll tell you when the song will work. But for now, he'll just, like, stop it automatically for whatever reason. But yeah, this is the final boss. Honestly, not that hard. In my opinion, what was his face? There really aren't very many hard bosses in the game. Mostly because most of them are fought by non-conventional means. I mean, even this guy is fought by non-conventional means. By singing the song when he actually finishes his speech, mind you. And yeah, it's just really interesting what he says. It's more of, like, it does a great job wrapping up the story, rather than, oh my god, here's this giant final boss. He has, like, wings and a giant organic creature coming out of his chest or whatever. I mean, it does a good job wrapping up the story. That's another thing that I love about this game. Just the final boss is awesome. The music is really creepy, too. Like, seriously, the first time I played this, like, I was like, oh my god! This is so cool! And, yeah, this is just a really awesome boss. I love what they did with him. I just wish that he were a little more difficult. I mean, he's practically neutered once you use Defense Up Beta, or even Defense Up Alpha, but it would take you 3 turns to do that. Yep. Okay, so, yeah, we're basically telling us that we're all going to die because of him. Which could very well happen. I mean, he is very powerful. And, well, he has the power of PSI on his hands as well, and the song still isn't working. Don't try it. I'm just wasting time doing that, really. But I didn't even realize it at first. I just thought, like, okay, he would start reacting in a short while. But he's still giving a speech, and therefore it won't work. Let's see, each of my characters is about 3 levels lower than the first time that I fought this guy. But that's because it was my first playthrough, so I was doing, like, massive grinding sessions so I could go up against enemies for the first time and figure out what they could do and survive it. But now that I know what they can do and how to beat them, it's rather easy. So you don't need as high of a level. Um, Really, you could probably beat this at like level 30, probably even lower, but to be comfortable, you'd have to have your characters around level 30. Try to have Anna around 25, just because to make it an even, well, not 25 isn't even, but a nice multiple of 5 number. And the song still isn't working. Gotta wait a little bit, me. In the past. A long time ago in the past, actually. But that's besides the point. So the music is awesome. It's really creepy. Just this guy looks... Gigu looks really awesome. The story behind him is pretty neat. It just wraps up very nicely. And it serves as a good prequel to Earthbound, basically. Even though it wasn't meant to be a prequel, Earthbound was meant to be the sequel. But, you know, most Americans played Earthbound first, and yeah. And also, Anna's kind of running out of PP, so I'm just letting her heal. Don't use the PSI stone once Anna has around 40 HP, because she will be killed by the inexplicable attack. So don't try that. Heal up first. So have some PP in reserve. So, yep, that's pretty much the end of his speech. So now we can actually damage him with our singing. Apparently our singing is so awful that it hurts him. That's the basic idea behind this boss. But it's really neat, it brings everything together. I just love this boss. Like, it is one of the best final bosses there is. Difficulty-wise, no. However, story-wise, yes. And in an RPG, I feel like a story is one of the most important elements along with gameplay elements. And exploration, those are like the top 3 things. Stop singing. Okay, now he's starting to get damaged by it. So once he says that you can rest with the other ugly earth people, you can start damaging with your singing. And then he'll still hit you. That's his only attack, don't worry about it all too much. Just keep Anna on life up. A couple turns you could take a risk and have her sing as well. So you could get 3 hits off. But, you know, don't try it all too often. Maybe once you're all fully healed, you can have Anna take the, well, sing and hit the hit. And he's just going to start pleading for his life, basically, to ask you to stop. And you have to do this about 9 or 10 times. Around that amount. Until he basically dies or just leaves or whatever will happen to him. But every time you sing, it'll sing a little bit more each time. And then he will stop you. How he does, I don't know. Maybe he just shouts so loud that it scares you or something. I honestly don't know. It seems to be his whole plan. It sounds like he's shooting a laser at you or something, but you don't take any actual damage from it. That probably would have made this boss harder. Probably should have done something like that. But, oh well. That's besides the point. So, this is sing number 4, I believe. Yeah, he's starting to really hate this. And Lloyd picks it up. Oh, Lloyd is actually useful. Really, the only thing that Lloyd is good for is getting an extra sing out. So, yes. Although, wouldn't sing just put Gigu to sleep? That wouldn't last that long, only about 5 to 7 turns. But it really doesn't seem to be putting him to sleep either, so this really is ineffective. Judging by Pokemon standards, at least. And, yeah, this is why you want to make sure that Anna has about 60 HP always. Because she's about to die soonish. So you want to make sure that she has full health before she sings, otherwise she could very well die. And since she's your main healer, there goes all of your healing, basically. Basically, you make one wrong move, you're dead. But other than that, you'll be fine. It takes basic strategy. You might die your first time. I didn't, because I kind of knew what was going on. I knew to use defense up. But, yeah. This boss really isn't that hard, unfortunately, but it's just so good story-wise. That's just great. So, yeah, singing some more. I think this is like 7 or 8-ish, maybe? Around there, perhaps. I've lost count. Well, we're getting towards the end of the song. This is lasting forever. And then he stops it for whatever reason. Why doesn't he just stop us all the time? Why does he wait longer and longer? Maybe he's weakening or something. Nah, that's probably it. I also love how it's not just some big, just gigantic melding of like 8 million different animals. Instead, it's just a little alien guy in a glass jar thing. What are those things? Just like a life preserver type thing. I mean, he's lodged in water because he can't survive in the Earth's climate, maybe. Or maybe he's just in the spaceship. But, oh well, I think we're actually battling him while he's attached to the spaceship, or maybe he popped off or something. If you saw in the very last second of that last part, there was this little orb that came up along with the rest of the UFO, and I believe that's where he is. And what is he doing here? I don't really know. Why is Gigu here? I want to get the full story on this guy while we're... Because this finale is 20 minutes, so I have to have something to talk about. Why did Gigu come to Earth? Oh, it's so unprofessional. Load. Okay. Okay, so he grew close to 2 humans at a young stage in his life, which he accepts and is grateful for. However, one stole technology that could be used to stop his people, and the other sang something he didn't like. He wagged his tail like a pup, except for when she sang. That's Maria. The full force of these incidents on his actions is unknown, but at some point he grew to consider humans nothing more than insects. He probably felt that they would soon grow to the level of Gigu's race/Gigu, so he launched an attack to exterminate the insects. As to why he offered Nintendo the chance to come on the ship with him, is maybe because he had a connection to the people who took care for him. I know George, but I forgot the lady's name, Maria. And maybe he felt some connection. In the end, he just fled to his ship because of the singing. He was so embarrassed and angry that he was beaten by a song that he transferred himself to the devil machine to get stronger. At least that's what I think. These are all theories on the forum.starman.net, by the way. Yeah. The reason why Gigu attacked Earth was simple. Earth had been discovered as a threat. It only takes one apple to spoil the whole barrel. That is what George did. Gigu's fleet was now Earthbound. Ah, there's the name of the next game. In Mother, he was already in the Devil Machine. That is his stasis that contains the powers that he calls his own. In fact, they are the combined abilities of his complete Starman fleet. He was weaker then and trained backwards in time. Many people think of Gigu as a child, and this is true. He can't take any sort of disappointment or he'll throw a fit. He can't take any betrayal or he'll throw a fit. So, yes, in truth he is a child, just a demented, powerful alien child. The stasis kept him from aging. He had been alive since before the universe even existed, and when Porky switched off the Devil Machine, he rapidly aged at a rate never seen. It was irreversible and was very painful. So painful that he lost his mind in the process. Spoiler, spoiler, spoiler for future games. He offered a ride to Nintendo simply because that form pleased him. He wanted to be in the Devil Machine as Nintendo, and when he returned to Earth 14 years after his defeat, he got his wish. He finally defeated Nintendo. Did he? This creates a black hole, however, and causes his powers to rapidly increase. The cycle only ends when he implodes upon himself. Maybe. I don't know. Just trying to dodge spoilers here. I probably let something loose, probably. Well, I let the name of Porky go, or rather Pokey. But you made him in like the first 5 minutes of the next game, Earthbound. And by the way, we beat him while I was talking about that. So yay, now we get to figure out what happened to everybody. Anna went home, Lloyd is a hero at Twinkle Elementary School, so he's no longer made fun of, and he's also planking on the top of the chalkboard. And yeah, I am indeed not hungry. I just ate stray wolf meat and stuff like that, you know, whatever. And Life Up creams. And magic herbs. And also Teddy started playing the show. I'm not sure whether they showed that or not, and I was trying to keep it in for spoilers. However, I think they showed him first, actually. And yeah, the Earth's crisis is finally over. We get to see Nintendo without his hat and just kind of laying on the bed. And they even put in a little breathing animation to show that he was sleeping. And also, wait. And does that mean that Nintendo was talking right there? I think maybe Nintendo was talking there. And also, that's a screen that you get to look at as the characters show up. A little boring, but you know, whatever. It was still pretty neat. But the threat of Gigu is over, for now at least. Maybe we'll see what happens in the next game. Perhaps Gigu will come back. Well, we'll figure at some point when I Let's Play Earthbound. But that won't be for at least a short while. I don't like to do 2 games of the same series. Like, I don't like to do the sequel directly after the first game or whatever. I usually like to wait a couple games just to give my channel more variety, sort of. I mean, right now, I want to... My plan is to... Earthbound, I don't really have, like, a schedule for it yet. I just kind of do games as I think of them. Like, hey, I want to do this now, or whatever. But, yeah. Next up is... Well, here's the thing. I was planning for it to be Spyro the Dragon 2, Ripto's Rage. However, finals are coming up, so I'm not really going to have the time to, I'm not going to have the time to record for like 20 minutes and then render for 2 hours. And granted, I could do stuff while rendering, but still, just, I'd have to be, like, I need the use of my computer, and rendering kind of, stops that a little bit. So I'm going to need to use my computer and stuff, so I'm going to skip out on Spyro the Dragon until the beginning of winter break or the end of the semester. So until then, have about 8 to 10 days of of school until the winter break, when I'll start Spyro the Dragon 2. So until then, I think I'm going to do Super Mario Bros. 2. Not the Lost Levels, but the Doki Doki Panic one. So, yeah. That's the plan, at least. I might think of something else, but I've had my heart set on Super Mario Bros. 2 for a while now. And here are all the names of the people who worked on this game. They did an amazing job. It is a great game. It is a huge shame that it was never released in America. Although it was understandable from a business standpoint. They could very well release it on the virtual console, but for whatever reason they still aren't doing it. I mean, there's been some talk of like certain little aspects are copyrighted in it, like a couple songs or whatnot. Earthbound is more affected by this, but still, like, they could slightly edit those, although I guess they wouldn't want to do that. Oh hey, there I am. I'm in the credits. That's why you gave your name to the dad/Lloyd's father. But it is a shame that this game has never been released in America, or I don't think it was released anywhere else outside of Japan. But yeah, if you have the time and you like RPGs, check out this game. It is truly awesome. And also, now you get to see Nintendo's father from behind. So you really don't get to see him all too much. You just know that he wears a trench coat, likes the color brown, and has a suitcase and a hat. That's pretty much it. But something new has come up. Oh, maybe we're foreshadowing here. Well, we'll see next time eventually. But until then, we're just going to do Super Mario Bros. 2, Spyro the Dragon 2, and then I don't know what. Actually, I do. I've kind of been recording it. What am I talking about? Well, I'm keeping that for a secret for now. The only reason I normally just tell, like, the next game in advance. Like, for instance, right now, the next game is Super Mario Bros. 2, but I just said the next one is Spyro the Dragon 2 because I've talked about it a couple times. And it's been long overdue. I originally said that I was going to Let's Play Spyro the Dragon 1, and then I was going to Let's Play 2 other games in the middle, and then I was going to do 2, and I don't know what happened. I just kind of didn't feel like going through all the long work during it. So yeah, we're finally getting back onto the Spyro series, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So I will see you all next time for Super Mario Bros. 2 slash Doki Doki Panic. See you then. And I cut off. Facepalm. Oh well, whatever. I will see you then.